Russell Wilson, not real happy with Sean Payton. How do I know? Because in his farewell message to the Broncos, he thanked a lot of people. He thanked the lunch ladies, Wendy and Brandy. He thanked a video guy, Lamar, and he thanked warm-up guys, Harry and Cole. And he thanked teammates. He thanked coaches. You know who he didn't thank? Sean Payton. Well, it was never going to work. Remember when Sean Payton very early on criticized him? Seth Wickersham had this quote, "Stop kissing babies, Russ. You're not running for office." Which, by the way, is what players have often said behind closed doors about Russ. Too much of a politician. And Russell Wilson may not like Sean Payton. That's the way it works when things don't go people's way. But let me ask you, weren't you saying Russell was washed the day before Sean Payton got there? I know you were, because I pushed back on it for an entire year on this show. You kept telling me he's washed, and I said there's no precedent for it. You can't go from a B-plus quarterback, A-minus quarterback, to washed without a major injury. There's got to be something. And you were absolutely sure he was washed. You would not listen to me. I'm just a hot take artist. You have insight. Yet Sean Payton took washed quarterback to 26 touchdowns, 8 picks, 98 passer rating, and completing 66.5% of his throws. That's somewhere between the 12th and 15th best quarterback in the NFL. 26 passing touchdowns, by the way, is 9th. His passer rating was 8th in the league. And for the record, he only had one fewer touchdown pass than Patrick Mahomes. And you had him washed. Russell Wilson, with Sean Payton, finished the year with a higher passer rating than Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Matt Stafford, Mahomes, Goff. Russell Wilson, pre-Sean Payton, was cringy, expensive, and your words, washed. And then he ended up finishing with the same number of total touchdowns as MVP Lamar Jackson. MVP Lamar Jackson. So you can go ahead and thank the video guy and the lunch ladies, but you know what last season in Denver was? It was bar rescue, NFL style. And John Taffer may piss a lot of people off, but your bar's better when he leaves. Russell Wilson had no market. Done. Really expensive. Seattle Seahawks, former teammates pouring in one after another, bad-mouthing him. Pete Carroll, the team got better with Geno Smith. That's who Russell Wilson was a year ago. That's who he was. And Sean Payton came in, and he had the same number of touchdowns as the MVP Lamar Jackson. So if he'd have had one more season like the Nat Hackett season, Russell Wilson's next team would have been ESPN as an analyst. He was done. He was expensive. He had no market. Now, don't be shocked if the Pittsburgh Steelers make a call, or Atlanta, Minnesota if Kirk Cousins leaves. So you don't have to be happy with how it ends. And Sean and Russell are totally two different people. We said from the beginning, Sean is raw, outspoken. Some would view him at times a bit acerbic and blunt. Russell is like relentlessly optimistic, which has not curried a lot of favor through his career with a lot of his teammates who think it's phony, who think it's Tebow-ish. Fair or not, that's the reality of it. Highly religious, highly optimistic. Tebow never got expensive. Russell became most expensive. And the numbers tanked. And he was washed, according to you. I didn't buy it. You did. And now he's got a market. Be shocked if Pittsburgh's not interested. You're going nowhere with Kenny Pickett. So again, take a deep breath. Washed to, dude's going to cost somebody $1 million and be a B quarterback. Maybe not B+, but a B for no money, he'll have a market. So we've been saying this regarding the Lakers. I have not, it was a couple years ago. I was kind of anti-AD, couldn't stay healthy. And I was like, this is not a championship team. And they ended up having a pretty good year. But AD is now healthy. He is hot and cold offensively, but he's a great defensive player, and he gets along very, very well with LeBron James. Always available to the media. AD steps up. Bad game, good game, always there. Same with LeBron. And I think this team last night was a statement win. And I said this the other night when they lost to Denver. It was a statement loss. It's like they can play with the champions. They've played them 11 times in 2 years. Average game ends 4.5 points. They don't win many of them, but that's because Denver's the best basketball team in the world and the Lakers aren't. But so last night, coming to town was OKC. OKC, great in the regular season. Youth, depth, shooters. But in the playoffs, as I've told you, refs swallow the whistle. Physicality is rewarded, and OKC is a skinny jeans team. Styles make fights, and last night the Lakers did what they would do to them in the playoffs. They bullied them. They dominated the glass. The Lakers had almost 50 points in the paint. They had 20 more rebounds, dominated the defensive boards. They got to the free throw line more because they created contact, and they held OKC, the great shooting team, to 39%. OKC, talented, excellent GM, Chet Holmgren, quite a future, SGA, top 10 scorer in the league, but their free throw differentials near the bottom of the NBA. A lot of jumpers, a lot of finesse, a lot of depth. The Lakers are first in the league in free throw differential. They create contact. Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. They create contact, and they get to the free throw line. So, that's how they won in the bubble. That's how the Lakers won in the bubble. Size, power, strength, veterans. And I've said this multiple times, is that what's missing from the Lakers is really D'Angelo Russell. And you're like, how? Because if LeBron and AD are your best two players and Austin Reeves is your fourth, a first-round former pick D'Angelo Russell, who's more gifted naturally than Austin Reeves but is inconsistent, if he was a consistent 18-a-game, 6-assist guy, this team could go toe-to-toe 7 games with Denver. But he gives you that about every third or fourth game and rarely, infrequently in the playoffs. But last night, again, D'Lo was excellent. Why? Because they didn't put a body on him. OKC doesn't do that enough. And Austin Reeves was excellent. Didn't put enough bodies on him. And so what happens? Lakers hammer a young, gifted, talented team in the West because D'Angelo Russell plays like a number 3. So depth, smart GM, young players who can score and hit jumpers does not win in the playoffs. It's not going to. OKC's fun, great story, but and did you notice how the Lakers played? If you watch this game, did you watch how the Lakers, after the first quarter, started playing defense? Really physical, very tenacious, very aggressive, because the Lakers, Darvin Ham calls a timeout and says, guys, we know how to beat this team. You bully them. You got to get physical with them. You got to create contact. You got to intimidate. So I thought last night, to me, I thought the Denver loss was about as good a loss as the Lakers could have. And I thought last night is why the Lakers are a threat to get to the Western Conference Finals. It's not about having the deepest roster. Lakers don't. It's not about having the most shooters. Lakers clearly don't. But they match up with Minnesota. They match up with Boston. They match up with the best teams, Denver, in the league because of their physicality, their size, and their two best players, to me, are the second or third best duo in the league behind Jokic and Jamal Murray. Not a lot of second-half points. So that was, when you watch that game, you could see the Lakers saying, okay, in the last 20 games of the regular season, they start feeling like playoff games. In the last 2 for the Lakers, they played the best team and the fastest rising young team. And they went toe-to-toe with the champs and beat the fastest rising team. Now, they're both at home. That helps. But the Lakers have never been a team. Veteran teams can go on the road and win. We saw the Warriors do it in the finals against the Celtics. Young teams tend to be highly emotional, better at home than on the road. Lakers can win home and away. It won't really matter. And I thought last night was something. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.